But Bo, you say, you can't just evolve into a mini PC channel. And what do I say to that? There's another mini PC. This one here is a CHUWI mini PC. I reviewed their Lark box, which was quite nice actually. It was an Intel mini PC. This is an AMD based mini PC. CHUWI U-Box instead of Lark box. CHUWI 604 with 6600H CPU. Very good CPU. It's going to have a lot of compute, and it's also going to have a pretty good iGPU. Now, this is an aesthetic mini PC, as we can see. I have, a mini PC setup, generally speaking. I have a Mac Mini. I have a mini PC over there. I have eGPUs in that. And this is going to be another one that is going to be used with it. So in terms of ports here, buttons, power button on the front, we have a microphone input there, or headphone out basically. We have a full feature USB 4, which on its own is going to facilitate fast speeds for things like USB 4 NVMe enclosures if you want to expand your storage and get good speeds. USB 4 docks. This has decent enough ports as it is, but you always potentially need more depending on your workflow. USB 4 docks like this will have a lot more bandwidth than some basic dongle like this here. You can see my dongle. It's my dongle. These will have massively increased bandwidth throughput, so you're going to be able to run more things off of it. And eGPUs such as this. This is a USB 4 capable eGPU. We will use this in the video. I bought it for this purpose. Yeah, so basically as it is though, you're going to get that there. You're also going to get two fast USB-A, fast being basically at least enough to supply a SATA-based speed, 5 gigabit, but you might be able to get some better speeds out of it. We'll have to test it just to be sure. One more fast USB-A, fast, good for storage and that kind of stuff. You do get a slow USB-A, good for mouse and keyboard type plugins, which I will do. 2 out video, DisplayPort or HDMI, depending on your need, and 2 Ethernet. Okay, and the top just comes right off. I just pulled on that and just popped off. Interesting. Look at that. Well designed, CHUWI. Honestly, well designed things. So we don't need to flip the other side. It's just got a big fan, right? Sitting on the 6600H. If you need to service it later, PTM, put on some PTM, put on some thermal paste, take out 1, 2, 3, 4. This whole thing just pops out and then you can service that. I don't need to do that right now. In here, we have single NVMe. It's this Rayson one, which is, it's not a major OEM brand, but I've seen them a lot actually, to be honest. And then we have the Wi-Fi underneath there, replaceable for both of them. We have a second NVMe slot, as would be expected. So you can expand your storage, leave one of them for whatever. Like this is a Gen 3 drive, so maybe for games, data, that kind of stuff. Put your operating system in there, or just leave it as is. We do have a couple RAM slots. Open that up. It does have a heatsink on it. That is same brand. Rayson. DDR5, fast 5600 mega transfers memory. Now it is only a single stick, 16 gigabytes, but DDR5 is nowhere near as problematic as DDR4, being in a single stick configuration. So you can easily expand it as needed and just add a second stick, or you can just rock it as it is. It all depends what you're trying to do with it. It would slightly impact iGPU and CPU performance. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then we have the heatsink here. This is a big chunk of metal. It sits on top and it's going to keep things nice and cool. So a big heat soak there for the NVMe's. Specs, I mean, we already went over it, but we'll just take a quick poke in here. 6600H CPU, very good. 6 cores, 12 threads. Yeah, it's a couple generations old, but it's still very capable, right? The RAM there, you can see I put in 16. It's 2 sticks now. It runs a little slower, 4800 megahertz. That's just the way that this chip is. For 6000 series, you can add more if you want more RAM. That'll be totally fine. You can see the iGPU is going to steal some of that RAM. So rather than getting 16, we only have 12.7 because we have the iGPU here. It's a good iGPU too. It doesn't actually say, which is interesting, but it's the AMD 6600H. Doesn't show for some reason. 6600H is a good iGPU. It's not going to beat out, the new like Legion Go type stuff with the 7800M, but the 6600M is still a very capable iGPU. You're still going to get a lot of performance out of it for some casual gaming, right? It's not going to be some beast or something like that, but throw on some 1080p, you'll be fine. We'll show that. Check some thermals and some noise here when just doing some Cinebench runs. Performance will be after this. Sensors only. And we'll just see how it goes. So we're idling here. Well, we're not exactly idling. We're just kind of hanging out, doing some stuff, some Windows stuff. Very quiet. When there's nothing going on, the fans are silent. Just kind of messing around here, loading some programs. The fans are on, but you can't really hear them. There you go. They're spinning down. Completely inaudible. That's my absolute noise floor. We'll come up here and we will do the Cinebench run. Honestly, only a couple dB higher, so it's a very quiet mini PC. And the wattage is there, 80, 81, 68, 61. It's not hot, basically, we'll put it that way. It might, if it gets hotter, the fans might kick up, but as it is right now, we're doing okay. Wattages here on the CPU are overall pretty good, 45, peaked at 53 for a moment, and we're basically just sitting here at 45. We'll just open up the benchmarks rather than having like a weird benchmark section. So you can see here, I just did a single run here with the single stick and then 2 sticks. So on the single stick here, the one that came with it, we were getting 8,643, which is actually, it's okay. It's not bad for a 6600H. This is a good score here though, 10,000 on basically with 2 8GB sticks. Good memory as well. So if you're, just using it as is, that's actually totally fine. You can easily do some serious work on that. I mean, it's twice as fast as an 11th gen i7 mobile processor, which I've used many times for doing stuff like 4K video editing. And this is just a Ryzen 5. I mean, yeah, that's a very good score, obviously, right there. So you're gonna be able to do some serious work on that if need be. But obviously, putting it into dual channel, like true dual channel, not quasi dual channel, I guess it's quad channel technically, is going to really jump that up quite a bit. And you're getting into some serious performance here, despite the fact that it is only a 6-core low wattage CPU. So that's good. It's very good, honestly, especially for how quiet it runs. It's very nice. It's always a balance. I mean, you could throw in a more powerful chip and then it's just going to be hotter, right? And noisier and more expensive. Wi-Fi here, that's about as fast as my Wi-Fi goes. It actually was at 600 and there was a singular dip down at the very end, and that caused these to drop slightly, but it seemed to be basically 600 across, which is as fast as my Wi-Fi goes. I did the test a few times, probably just my server. Just tell us, it is what it is. But basically, you're gonna be looking at least that, if not up to 600, maybe faster. That's as fast as my Wi-Fi can go. That's as fast as my Ethernet can go as well. I have gigabit Ethernet, and this is giving gigabit speeds. It might go faster, but I just can't test it. It's impossible for me. I don't have such a thing. So that's good. So the benchmarks are good so far. I mean, looking pretty good. And the Wi-Fi there, I mean, it's a Realtek chip, and it seems to be doing just fine overall. Very good. Now, my screen here is a 60 hertz 4K screen, and we're not having any problems hitting that. Ooh, look at that. Get that 0.06 hertz out of this thing. So 60 hertz 4K is no problem here. I don't have a 4K 120 at the moment. I swap screens all the time. This is what I do. Yeah, that's good. So then also the storage here, we'll look at that. So the included storage is a Gen 3, upper tier Gen 3 drive. We're looking at good speeds here. I mean, honestly, you can just use it for an operating system. You also have a second slot. So if you want something faster, whatever, you can put in a Gen 4 drive or something like that. And then you can use this as a game drive or data drive, whatever. This is still fast enough for anything, honestly. So it's good. The front I/O there is going to be full 10 gigabit speeds there. So I ran this with a 10 gigabit cable, and that's what you're going to get out of it. So very, very fast on the front ports there. You can just use these here for NVMe enclosures like this here. This is a slower one, but same idea, up to 10 gigabits. So it's going to be nice and quick. I do all of my gaming actually on a 5 gigabit drive, this literal drive, which is only 500 megabytes a second. So it's very fast. And I do a lot of video editing, not as much, but I do a fair bit on that. Most of my video editing I actually do on a USB 4 drive, which is this here, right? That drive there, this is the part that I am going to do live as a proof of concept. So if we plug in that there, this is a USB 4 capable enclosure. We'll come in here, we'll go like that. We'll just do the top row just to kind of show what we can do here. So if you really need fast storage, external storage, you can use a USB 4 enclosure like this. Get USB 4 speeds out of that front. And to be honest, it's going to match what the internal speeds would be anyways, honestly. So that's good. Just give it a sec here. There you go. 3000 megabytes a second. That's 40 gigabit USB 4. That's fast. Very, very good. So you can obviously use that for heavy video editing. I think a lot of people would be using something like that, or potentially something like this, like I showed in the intro, the little dock like that. Lots of options for that there. Now, I think the next thing to do, because there's not really much more to do, the thing works really well and it's quiet. What else do you want from it? We'll do a little gaming, a little iGPU gaming, and then we're going to plug in this beast here. This is a 7600 MXT USB 4 based GPU. I actually have a more powerful one back there. That's a 4090M, but it has an Oculent cable or USB 4. I don't feel like changing that, so we're just going to use this for the purpose of the video. It's fantastic. So yeah, let's jump into some game testing here. I'm going to show you guys, I guess in real time, how this works. We'll plug in and we'll get hooked up the eGPU, external eGPU. Okay. So go like this here, plug that in, power up. Okay. And we take our USB 4 cable, we plug that in the front there. This gets so complicated. It's going to be really challenging to show this on camera. Okay, I'm done. So you just give it a sec. It does like, we're doing stuff. In theory, we can, if I can reach back here. There it is. That's the DGPU. Can you see that? Yeah, that's the DGPU stuff. AMD external connect graphics have been enabled. Okay, there we go. I bump the camera. So you can see there, we're good. There's nothing plugged in the back here anymore. Oops. Nothing plugged in the back there anymore. Now we're using the D GPU. So now we went from 660M graphics up to much more powerful AMD graphics. What do we got here now? Well, 7600 MXT, that'll game well. So let's do it on the eGPU. Now this is not some 4K this is not some 4K behemoth GPU. It's more designed for 1440p or, to be honest, 1080p. You're not going to get full bandwidth out of USB 4, but still going to get pretty good performance. I mean, let's see what we got here for settings. 1440p to start. FSR on balance, we can change that as we go, but that's not bad. Okay, frame gen off to start again, which we can easily just turn on if we feel like it. And high, let's turn that down to medium to start here. Again, we're at 1440p. And we'll turn on frame gen after. Actually, it didn't make a huge difference there. Probably due to the way these things work. Yeah, honestly, yep. Even very high here. You're getting 45 FPS. Now this game obviously is very playable. People play this on the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, Legion Go at like 30 FPS most of the time. Maybe 40, 45 if you're lucky. All right, and we're getting a nice clean 45 here. Okay, there's a little bit of noise here. The actual mini PC is not really producing any noise. It's over there in the corner. What we're hearing here is the eGPU, which depending on what you use, I mean, you could use it for more desktop one, tuck it in a corner, whatever. But you're getting, I mean, obviously considerably higher performance than you'd get out of the integrated graphics, obviously. Right. The GPU is not at full usage, but again, it's over USB 4, and that's just kind of the way these things work. It's the way of things. We can actually probably increase the resolution, to be honest. Let's try that, but first we're going to go with a little bit of frame gen here. Turn on a little frame gen, because we can. Go like that. Okay. A little bit of frame gen, massive increase in frames. It's just going to be the way of things, because I mean, we're not fully utilizing the GPU as it is over USB 4. It's still going to be quite good, but I mean, now we're at 1440p with only balanced scaling. It's not performance or ultra performance or anything like that. Some frame gen, very high presets, and like an easy 80. I mean, it's pretty good. Let's come in here. Let's turn up the resolution. What we want to do here is we actually want to offload a little bit. I mean, this is a pretty capable CPU. We can definitely see how well it works with some more on the GPU by increasing the resolution to 4K. Okay, we will have to go like that. Right, and now we're at 63 at 4K. I don't have VSync on, by the way. I could turn it on, so you'll see screen tearing, but it's not relevant to the hardware. Right, now we're able to hit the GPU fully, or close to fully. Yeah. So the CPU is, it's good. It's a good CPU. Going to be good for, on its own, 1080p gaming with the iGPU in there, some lower settings. But if you hook it up to an eGPU like this, depending on the eGPU, this is not the most powerful eGPU by any stretch of imagination. It's good though, but it's not 4090 or something like that. But you can see here, we're getting very good performance, obviously. So we'll do a little iGPU. You see what you can do. The 6600H with the 660M iGPU is definitely capable, right? It's not a beast. Not going to beat out the most powerful devices on the market. It's not going to match, to be honest, not going to match like a Legion Go or ROG Ally, but it's better than you think. So you can see here, Steam Deck, this is 1080p with scaling, but 1080p with scaling and frame gen and that. It's probably giving us around what you would get on a Steam Deck at 800p. Actually, maybe higher technically. It's hard to compare, but I think you'd get, that type of performance here, right? So you can definitely do some pretty serious gaming here. Again, we have settings turned down in that, but we're getting 60 here, 70 on average if need be. So, you're definitely getting performance here. It's also very quiet. And you can play with the settings. So now that we know we can get a decent baseline 1080p, let's actually turn down the scaling one so we get a little bit crisper imagery there. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, now we're just on performance. It looks better right off the bat. Not bad. This goes to Tsushima, right? If you're not happy being able to play this on a little mini PC, what can I tell you? We'll come in here one more, and maybe what we'll do now is we'll put in some graphics, and we'll just turn it up by 1, just so it looks a little better. Go like that there. So now we're on low instead of very low, and you're not seeing a huge drop in performance, right? And we're just able to increase things as we go here, make things look better. Again, I don't have VSync on, but I guess I could technically. We're not going to get really over 60 right now. So we'll come in here, we'll turn VSync on, since we're not really going to get above 60 anyways. Right, now it's nice and smooth. Yeah, so 50 FPS, right? So you just have to be reasonable with what you want for the settings, but you can definitely get by with, you can do some pretty serious AAA gaming on this little thing here. So that's the CHUWI U-Box. It's actually very good. So far, all the CHUWI stuff I've tested, including their Lark box, was quite good. And this is just another good product from them. So there you go. That's the CHUWI product. I'll put some links in the video description down below. I don't have any affiliation with these guys, but if I can find some affiliate links maybe on Amazon or something like that and use those, help me out. Otherwise, just buy from them, non-affiliated. But there you go. That's the U-Box.